I am pleading with LeBron James as a father. Stop this. Stop this. We all know that Bronny James is in the NBA because of his dad.
Bronny out here playing like ass cheeks right now, bro. Like son is horrible. Son is horrible. Son is horrible.
You remember that clip everyone was sharing like it was breaking news? The one plastered all over highlight pages and NBA feeds? Bronny checking in for the Lakers? That single moment was hyped up more than the actual game itself, because while the Lakers were out there getting cooked by the Suns, 103-81, a 22-point preseason smackdown, the spotlight wasn't on the loss. Nope. The buzz shifted fast to Bronny's historic moment and those flashy slow-mo highlight edits. Fans barely talked about how flat the team looked, but here's the cold, uncut truth. Bronny logged 24 minutes in that opener.
Big Yam, that's their China's Vegas.
Connect, catch, shoot with the clock winding up. Oh, Bronny!
Took 12 shots and hit one, just one. The only bucket came from deep, finishing 1 for 12 from the field, that's 8.3%, and 1 for 8 from 3, a chilly 12.5%. Those aren't opinions, that's box score reality. Meanwhile, Austin Reeves quietly dropped 20 points and actually looked like an NBA player out there.
So you always have to be aware of where he is when the rebound comes off.
Here's Reeves going all the way to the basket, something he does really as well as anybody.
But who got the clips? Who got the talk shows buzzing? Bronny. The focus wasn't on performance, it was on a moment. Then came game 2, and things didn't get prettier. Bronny hit the floor again for 23 minutes. The stat sheet read like a warning sign: 5 points, 3 boards, 3 assists, and 5 turnovers. Yeah, 5! The Lakers fell 111-103 to Golden State.
Do you think everybody on the Lakers is fine what LeBron did for his son?
That's a great question. I don't think that matters. He did it. That kid, I wish him nothing but the best. He should be in the G League, getting better as a player. He should have been in the G League all year. I think it was a great story for them to go on the court together.
And the box score didn't lie. Sloppy possessions, bad shot selection, and minutes that didn't seem to match the output. So naturally, the question got loud. Why is he playing this much right now? That's when the TV panel started heating up. Charles Barkley, never one to sugarcoat, came out swinging. He said straight up on the Dan Patrick Show, he should be in the G League. You don't get better sitting on the bench, and he didn't stop there.
Maybe he gonna have a bounce back game. Yo, Bronny James sucks, man. Bronny sucks. Guys, like, he's bad, bro.
He called the Lakers' approach stupid and a bad look. And you know what? Barkley wasn't hating, he was making a fair point. This isn't about family ties or feel-good stories. It's about development, merit, and competition. Because if those minutes are about growth, fine. But if they're being handed out just because of who your dad is, that's a whole different game. Let's be real. Every team builds around clear roles. So what's Bronny's lane supposed to be? Is he there as a 3-and-D guy? Because right now, the preseason numbers scream no way.
I am pleading with LeBron James as a father. Stop this. Stop this. We all know that Bronny James is in the NBA because of his dad.
You don't take 12 shots, make 1, and call that efficient spacing. Something's not adding up here. Is Bronny really that defensive stopper at just 6'2"? That's the question fans keep throwing around. Sure, he hustles, you can't deny the effort, but those flashes haven't turned into lockdown consistency yet. He's not out there shutting down NBA wings or showing the kind of physical dominance that makes defenders stand out. Critics say the Lakers are building more of a sentimental project than a serious competitive roster. And honestly, it's hard to argue when the numbers keep saying the same thing. And this noise isn't just coming from random fans.
We love what we're seeing from him in the G League because that's where you belong. As you hone your skills and you get better and you legitimately earn, which I believe he has the potential to do, I am rooting for Bronny James. It would be cruel to root against him. It's a wonderful kid. I wish him nothing but the best. But he's LeBron James' son. And everybody knows what attention that brings.
Even insiders from the broadcast world are chiming in. And the data from those first 2 preseason games gives their arguments real weight. People aren't just hating, they're reacting to the stats staring them in the face. Stephen A. Smith even took it public, practically begging LeBron as a father, stop this. He said it straight up earlier this year, arguing that Bronny's spot in the league feels earned more through his last name than his current skill set. That line hit hard, and it lit the internet on fire.
I think the kid's got potential. I think the kid will be in the NBA one day. I watched him in the G League doing his thing. I think he's going to be fine eventually.
That whole debate boiled over into a courtside clash between Stephen A. and LeBron that's still replaying across social media. Stephen A. later walked back his tone, but the message stayed. The perception that Bronny's NBA presence is fueled by his dad's power, not his own production, isn't disappearing anytime soon. You can't ignore that when the minutes pile up and the box scores don't show results. And Stephen's not the only one talking. Sports radio, Reddit threads, and X posts have been buzzing nonstop.
Now listen to this. He is so much more comfortable and confident as a player, Reddick said. Skill-wise, read-wise, all of those things have improved. But there's a big difference between improving those things in an individual workout and small group settings and then doing it 5-on-5. I have just felt like all of September and in our first 3 days of camp, he just looks more comfortable and confident.
Fans are split into 2 camps, one side saying, give the kid time, and the other shouting, this is straight up nepotism. The debate's messy, emotional, and personal. Some fans can't handle the criticism at all. They jump straight to wild defenses. You'll hear, you just hate LeBron, or you hate seeing a father support his son, instead of actually talking about the basketball. That's where the real conversation gets lost. The only question that matters right now is simple. What actually helps the Lakers win?
I'm really confident in myself right now, so I'm ready to go out there. Everything is paid off. All the work, all the late nights, all the early mornings.
Because those preseason games against the Suns and Warriors tell one story, while LeBron's legendary career tells another. Both are true, but mixing them up shuts down honest debate. And sure, the give him time crowd has a point too. Bronny has shown flashes in the G League, confidence, bounce, and hustle that's improving with every game. Coaches and insiders have said it over and over, that South Bay development time is the right step. The kid's learning, no one's denying that. But here's the flip side. When you drop a 1 for 12 performance or follow it with 5 turnovers in your next outing and still get over 20 minutes on the floor, it's natural for people to question what's going on. Fans aren't being irrational. They're watching the same box scores everyone else is. Why not give those minutes to someone like Austin Reeves, who's clearly producing efficiently that night? Even J.J. Redick, the new Lakers coach, stepped up and defended Bronny after that Suns loss. He said he's seen real growth, calling him a totally different player from last year, crediting that G League work. That's fair. The coach sees what happens behind closed doors, in practice, in film study, in reps fans never see. But here's the twist. The way the story gets shaped is a whole other game. The media, highlight pages, and national outlets all know exactly what goes viral. A single putback dunk at Chase Center. That'll be everywhere within minutes. A made a three-pointer, instant clip, a father-son check-in moment. That's content gold. And those moments blow up because they sell. Highlight accounts rake in clicks, engagement, and ad money off those clips. But when that becomes the entire narrative, the rest disappears. Suddenly, a 22-point loss, poor efficiency or 5 turnovers just fade into the background, and what's left is a carefully packaged illusion of progress. It's not that Bronny doesn't deserve time or growth. It's that the conversation has been hijacked by the highlights instead of the hard truth. Clip hubs are out here doing what they do best, chasing clicks and stacking engagement. But let's keep it real. That kind of hype machine doesn't always reward truth. It sells a story, not a stat line. The sentimental angle gets blasted everywhere. While the cold basketball reality ends up buried under slow-mo edits and hype music. If you just want the cleaned-up fairy tale, you'll find it all over your feed. The highlight clips, the father-son moments, the feel-good captions. But if you're chasing the truth, you better be reading box scores, not Instagram reels, because there's a serious question being whispered everywhere now. If Bronny wasn't LeBron's son, would any of this even be headline material? Would NBA TV be covering it like it's a legacy story instead of just another rookie preseason stat line? Stephen A. Smith said it loud earlier this year. Bronny is in the NBA because of his dad. Fans echoed it instantly, and that idea stuck because it feels rooted in the facts. It's not a conspiracy, it's a timeline. Famous father, high-profile signing, the first ever father-son duo on the same roster. Of course that's going to grab eyes and headlines. It's designed to. But what really matters for the Lakers isn't how viral the story goes. It's whether those minutes translate into wins. And right now, those 2 preseason games don't exactly back up Bronny's heavy floor time. You can't ignore that. That's where the media dance starts. Some hosts keep things soft, walking on eggshells because of who's involved. Some have to protect their league relationships. Others are scared of the optics. How do you criticize a young player and a global superstar dad without setting off fireworks? And LeBron himself, he's emotional about his son. That courtside confrontation with Stephen A. proved it. So the end result? A whole ecosystem that plays it safe. Coaches praise, highlight accounts, push clips, and pundits water down criticism. And that cycle fuels the very narrative that critics say is being protected. It's a feedback loop powered by relationships and caution instead of hard truth. That raises a big question. Are sports media outlets prioritizing clicks and comfort over honesty? Because when you see the same networks cherry-picking moments while ignoring full box scores, it's fair to ask who's calling the shots. The evidence of selective framing is right there in the content every night. Back to basketball. A roster isn't infinite. Every preseason minute is an audition, not a gift. Those games aren't just for the stars, they're for coaches to test who deserves real minutes once the season starts. So when Bronny shoots 8.3% on 12 attempts and 12.5% on 8 threes, and still logs the second most minutes on the team, people aren't crazy for raising eyebrows. They're wondering, are those minutes about chemistry or marketing? And that's not just fan talk. That's a legitimate coaching question. If the Lakers' whole message is win now, then minutes should match performance. Simple math. The preseason box scores don't lie. They're the receipts. Then comes the stat padding versus substance problem. Preseason games are messy. Garbage time buckets, free throw fillers, and highlight clips can all twist reality. I've seen outlets post Bronny's made free throws or a clean Summer League 3 like it's proof of a breakout, while completely ignoring that brutal 1 for 12 shooting night in the big league uniform. That's selective storytelling, great for engagement, terrible for truth. You can't measure a player's readiness through hype reels. You've got to look at the turnovers, shot choices, and defensive reads under a microscope, not the flashy camera angles and crowd reactions. And it's not just small outlets doing this. Bleacher Report, NBA social pages, and every big highlight hub feed into the same echo chamber. They amplify the moments that trend, not the performances that matter. So where does that leave us? 2 competing realities. On one side, coaches and teammates praising Bronny's growth, talking about his G League progress and improved confidence. On the other side, analysts and fans staring at the same numbers and seeing a mismatch between minutes and performance in 2 straight preseason games. Charles Barkley and others aren't making things up. They're literally reading the same stats we all can. If the Lakers want the noise to stop, the solution isn't complicated. Give Bronny a clear plan. Let him build in the G League, get steady reps, and earn his way up. Or if he's going to be on the main roster, play him only when he's earned those minutes through real production and smart decision-making. Do that, and no one can say it's favoritism anymore. But until then, people will keep asking the question that just won't die. Is this about basketball or about the brand? And that noise, the mix of blind fandom, tough love, and sharp criticism, it's only getting louder. Everyone's got something to say, and the line between honest critique and emotional defense keeps getting blurrier by the day. But here's the thing, criticism isn't hate. Questioning minutes, shot selection, or rotation choices isn't a personal attack. It's how real fans keep a franchise accountable. Once you twist every fair question into a family insult, you've already left the court and stepped straight into tribalism. The truth always lives in the numbers. The best argument in basketball isn't about feelings, it's about results. If a player performs, shoots efficiently, defends, and helps the team win, he earns those minutes. Period. If not, he develops somewhere else until he's ready. That's not cruelty, that's the standard every pro league lives by. For the Lakers, this preseason has been one big reminder. Legacy moments sell, sure. Highlight accounts will slice them up, repost them, and flood the timeline with slow-motion edits and father-son history tags. But the real game? It's built on results. The purple and gold can't be a franchise chasing social media buzz when the scoreboard's flashing double-digit losses. This is the fork in the road. What do you want the Lakers to be? A team that fills its roster with feel-good stories for clicks, or a team that builds around winners, no matter the name on the jersey? Because the box scores are right there, plain as day, showing who produced and who didn't. The clips are entertainment, but the stats, they're the truth that decides who gets to stay when the season really begins. When the lights get bright and the games actually count, none of the noise matters. The numbers will always speak louder than the narratives, and that's the part too many people forget. If you think it's time for the Lakers to start chasing wins instead of stories, hit that like button. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. See you on the next one.